Hello guys, I will be sharing with you chapter 4 on where we stopped on previous video on weight lose, to keep you healthy every day. Chapter 4, Do I need to diet? You don't need to diet, but you need to follow a diet. Does that sound confusing? Many women make the mistake of starving themselves in the hope of losing weight fast. This is counterproductive and actually works against them. You need to be on a diet that is right for you, and most importantly, you need to be at a caloric deficit. As long as you're at a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. You're probably wondering, what if I ate junk food and still maintained a caloric deficit? In theory, yes. It's not so simple, but yes. You can lose weight even while eating fast food, processed food, and junk food, whatever they may call it. You know what these foods are. As was mentioned in chapter 1, if you consume lesser calories than your maintenance level, you will lose weight. Therefore, theoretically speaking, even if you were on a junk food diet the entire day but you were consuming about 500 calories lesser than your maintenance level, you will lose weight. Many overweight or obese women almost always have a very poor diet. It is extremely difficult for them to switch from a diet that is so high in processed junk food to one that is clean and wholesome. Expecting to switch your diets overnight is just setting yourself up for failure. You absolutely must do this slowly and progressively. Therefore, your best course of action will be to carry on eating the way you have, but aim for a caloric deficit. That essentially means that you'll be consuming less junk food than you were used to. This in itself will help you lose weight. However, since the goal is to lose weight and get healthy, your end goal should be to eliminate junk food from your diet and eat clean. Every week, make one small positive change to your diet. If you usually have 2 cheeseburgers for lunch followed by a soda, you may replace that with a crunchy tuna wrap and a glass of cold coconut water. Psychologically, this is easier. It's just one meal. Keep at it till this becomes a habit and you slowly but surely replace all the junk meals with wholesome yet tasty meals. Healthy meals can be delicious too. You are not sacrificing taste or pleasure by eating healthily. It's just a matter of getting your taste buds and body to enjoy eating healthy foods. Over time this can be achieved. In the meantime, you may eat junk foods and still lose weight while on a caloric deficit. You should also not eat that junk foods are nutrient deficient. That means, you could be eating junk food and after a short while still feel hungry. That's because your body hasn't got all the nutrients it needs. This is one reason why if your diet is poor, you always feel hungry no matter what you eat. Also note that, there are certain processes within the body that will prevent you from losing weight beyond a certain point. The body is a highly complex organism. It will lose weight for a while since you are on a caloric deficit. However, with time, you will find it increasingly difficult to do so. It's not merely a mathematical equation where calories in must be less than calories out. There are other factors such as the quality of the calories consumed, the thermogenic effect of the food eaten, etc. So, ideally, you may consume junk food at a caloric deficit and over a period of a month or 2, slowly wean yourself off these unhealthy foods and get on a healthy diet. Of course, you may indulge in junk food once in a while. However, many people who have made the switch never feel the urge to eat junk food again. One of the best ways of eating to lose weight will be to consume foods that help with the fat-burning process. By including these foods in your diet, you'll not only feel more satiated but the body will burn more calories too. Unlike weight loss supplements, these foods actually work, and they're cheaper. Foods that burn fat are 1. Almonds. 2. Oatmeal. 3. Eggs. 4. Legumes and beans. 5. Berries. 6. Olive oil. 7. Green vegetables. 8. Lean meats and oily fish. 9. Green tea. 10. Avocados. 11. All-natural peanut butter. Just by consuming these foods, you'll be able to curb your hunger and also hasten the fat-burning process. So, while you do not need to follow a highly restricted diet and starve yourself, you should aim to consume foods that are beneficial to your health. You'll be amazed at just how much good food you can eat when it's not processed. In the next chapter, we'll look at what the best foods are for you and what is the single best thing you can do to lose weight. Chapter 5. whole foods and wrong foods. Before telling you what the good foods to eat are, here is one of the best ways to lose weight fast. Are you ready? Cut your carbohydrate intake and processed foods. Carbohydrate intake is one of the biggest factors affecting the speed at which you lose weight. In fact, the main reason most women gain weight is because they consume too much processed carbs. When you eat processed carbs such as donuts, pasta, white bread, white potatoes, etc., the calories quickly add up and the body has a lot of fuel. It shuttles all the excess fuel into its fat stores, and that's how you gain weight. Furthermore, the processed carbs usually cause a spike in insulin levels, which indirectly led to weight gain. A double whammy. There is no denying that a restricted carb intake will do wonders for your fat loss. In fact, studies have shown that restricting your carbs is more effective than restricting your calories. So, if you are on a 500-calorie deficit daily, and your carb intake is minimal, you will lose much more weight in the same span of time than you would by consuming carbs while on a deficit. Does that make sense? In simple words, less carbs equals more fat loss. Sounds good? You bet. When you cut down your carb intake, your body will burn more fat from its fat stores because it doesn't have much carbs to burn for fuel. So, fat loss is accelerated. Your body's blood sugar level will drop, and people suffering from diabetes will see an improvement in their condition. A restrictive carb diet also keeps type 2 diabetes at bay, since your body's insulin sensitivity is on point. Your good cholesterol levels will go up and your bad cholesterol levels will drop. Many people assume that cholesterol is linked to fat intake. Please, in case you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification button for more videos. The truth is that a high carb intake also has an adverse impact on your cholesterol levels. This runs contrary to popular belief, yet studies show that a low-carb diet has more positive effects on your triglycerides than a low-fat diet. Now, it is important to note that you should never take things to extremes. This applies to carb restriction too. There are diets such as the Atkins diet, which is based on severe restriction of carbs for long periods of time. This is detrimental to your body because you will end up fatigued, moody and weak. The diet is not sustainable, and once you come off it, you will gain whatever weight you lost and a bit more. Excessive carb restriction will compromise your immune system, lead to muscle loss, slow down your fat burning and put you in a weight loss plateau. Your body's testosterone production will fall and you will have a suppressed thyroid output. You'll also develop leptin resistance, which doesn't bode well for fat loss. So, what do? How do you strike the right balance? You want the best of both worlds, don't you? The only way to achieve this is with a technique that is known as carb cycling. You will avoid carbohydrates for 3 to 6 days at a time. If you are overweight or obese and have a slower metabolism, you should aim for 5 to 6 days of minimal or zero carbs. If you just have a few extra pounds to lose, you just need to go for 3 to 4 days with low or no carbs. After the period of carb restriction, you will follow it with 1 day of carb intake. This is known as your refeed day. Consume sufficient carbs on this day and you will give your body the fuel that it needs. Your metabolism will get a boost and your body will get a surge of energy as its fuel stores get replenished. Stick to healthy carbs such as sweet potatoes, whole grain breads, whole grain pastas, etc. You should aim for a 500 to 700 calorie surplus over maintenance level. This will put your body back in fat burning mode. Use this technique repeatedly to accelerate your fat loss and improve your health. The day will come when you won't crave for carbs or processed junk foods. When your body becomes healthy, its tastes will change. That's why fit people are constantly able to make wise food choices. Once you have gotten over the hump of ditching these foods, the rest is easy. Your insulin sensitivity will improve, the pounds will drop and you will look and feel like a brand new you. There is a saying, your abs are made in the kitchen, not the gym. What that means is that almost 80% of your success at weight loss or getting lean is dependent on your diet. When it comes to weight loss, the majority of your attention must be given to your diet. The 7 foods listed below will sabotage your weight loss efforts. There is absolutely no doubt that you have everything to gain and nothing to lose by giving these foods a pass. The problem is that many people love these comfort foods and hate giving them up. Sugar is addictive. The more sugary foods you eat, the more you'll crave. So, by eliminating them slowly, you'll slowly condition your body to crave for these foods less and less. 7 foods you should avoid at all costs. Donuts are probably one of the unhealthiest foods on the planet. They consist of nothing more than refined carbohydrates and sugar. They are high in calories, fats, carbs and other preservatives. Continued consumption of donuts will lead to weight gain, digestive problems. Fast food. Enough said. Chips are just about everybody's guilty pleasure. Ah, the joys of crunching on them while watching a movie. Chips have high levels of trans fats due to the hydrogenated vegetable oils that are used to fry the chips. This will lead to weight gain and cardiovascular disease. French fries. It has been said that French fries are more deadly than cigarettes. There may be some truth in this. High in trans fats and carcinogens, these foods can cause cancer. Bagels are another crowd pleaser. It has a very high glycemic index. It causes insulin spikes. This creates inflammation in the body along with other health issues. Acne, body aches, clogged arteries, mood swings, etc. are all side effects of unstable insulin levels and, of course, weight gain. Skip the morning bagel. It's better to skip the bagel than go for a 30-minute walk. That roughly gives you an idea of how detrimental it is. Microwaved popcorn. All the rage these days. Convenient, tasty and fun. Yet, they contain carcinogens and diacetyl. Both cause cancer. Cereals are another fat gain culprit. Most cereals are not good for your body despite being marketed as healthy natural foods. There is hardly anything natural about cereals. They are genetically modified foods that can harm you in the long run. Just avoiding the unhealthy foods is half the battle won. Always remember the long-term effects. Don't give in to sinful pleasures in the short term, which may lead to suffering in the long run. Important foods you should eat. Proteins. Protein requires more energy to digest than carbs or fats. That means if you eat a slice of beef that's about 200 calories, hypothetically you might burn 40 calories digesting it. Whereas, eating an ice cream will require very few calories to digest it. That means you should be getting quite a bit of your daily calories from protein foods. Meats and legumes are awesome sources of protein. The protein will also help you gain muscle if you are on a weight training program. Aim for about 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. The protein will build more muscle. When you have more muscle, you end up burning more fat. This is a good cycle to be in. That is why you may notice that people who are muscular and fit get away with eating more. Their muscles are burning more calories round the clock. Good sources of protein are skinless chicken, lean beef, tuna, sardines, chickpeas, eggs and salmon. The fish contain omega-3 fatty acids. That makes them even more beneficial to the body. The chemical properties in certain foods trigger off certain processes in the body that cause fat loss. So, eating these foods will make your body wake up and burn more fat. Green tea is one of them. Do not use sugar. It may not taste great, but it works. Other foods: chilies, lemons, oranges, mangoes, garlic, ginger and onions are all food that contains many powerful antioxidants and nutrients that strengthen your immune system. When you are strong, your workouts will be better and you will burn more fat. One common problem most women face when they first embark on a weight loss program is that they constantly feel hungry. Food is always on their mind and it takes a toll on their willpower. One way to prevent this is to consume foods that are high in fiber and digest slowly. You will feel fuller for a longer period of time. Foods that are high in fiber are quickly digested and pass through the digestive tract sooner. That means fewer calories are absorbed, resulting in less tendency to gain weight. Consume foods like oatmeal, oats, brown rice, whole grain bread and broccoli. Broccoli is so good for your body that you should make it a staple in your diet. The goal here is to consume whole foods and not processed foods. Generally, the whole foods are found on the perimeter of most supermarkets. As long as you avoid the food in the inner aisles and shelves, you'll be distancing yourself from the processed foods. Last but not least, as beneficial as these foods are, they will only help you lose weight if you're on a caloric deficit and have a proper exercise regimen. The two key components to any fat loss is a caloric deficit while on a balanced diet and a good exercise program. Everything else is just gravy. So, no matter how good and clean your diet is, make sure you're still at a daily caloric deficit. Thank you for watching. Please look forward to another inspiring video.